Hello, everyone. Listening to HeartsChat, where we speak from the heart. I'm Erica.
I'm Akila.
Welcome to HeartsChat. So today we have a special guest with us. His name is Mitch Miller, and I've known him for a long time. We went to college together, and he wants to discuss white privilege with us. So,
sounds good.
Welcome, Mitch.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
No problem.
No problem.
So, could you introduce yourself to our guests?
Absolutely. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mitch Miller, as Erica mentioned. I've known Erica for a long time. We go back to college in Ohio. She's always been a very positive influence in my life, and she's always been very uplifting and has a very good spirit. So she's always been a very good friend to me when I've ever been down or going through things. And I know she's been doing a lot of great things with the show, so I kind of wanted to talk on some of the things that I feel are important in my life and affect the world around us. And a little bit about me. I currently reside outside of Boston. I work in aerospace manufacturing and project management, and my main job is I do Lean Six Sigma analysis, project engineering, and operations management, supporting the build of aerospace and aircraft engines for both the military and commercial. So a lot of my job is working with different customers and working with different people from all walks of life, do a lot of problem solving and improvement throughout our manufacturing facilities, both in the United States and in Mexico. So that's a little bit about me, and I'm looking forward to being on the show.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is great. Thank you. Okay, so what really do you think motivated you or inspired you to want to have this conversation?
What motivated me to have this conversation was everything going on in the world. There's many positive things, but there's also very negative things going on. And
Yes.
a lot of the negative things going on are affecting those that are not white. And it's become more evident in social media, and it's more and more evident of how divided we're becoming because of what's going on. And a term that's not talked about enough, in my opinion, and a term that's been overlooked for many years is white privilege.
Mm-hmm.
And everything going on with the shootings and all the things that have been happening with the election, I think it's very important to speak of white privilege and how it's very negative and how it needs to be addressed and fixed in this society that we live in.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think a big part of why white privilege isn't discussed is because, one, it's not really noticed, and two, it's I'm trying to think of the words. It's hard to, if it's not noticed and say a black person was to point this out, most white people would get probably defensive. So I agree with you. It's something that definitely needs to be talked about, and it does exist, because I think a lot of people don't think it exists at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it definitely exists. It ranges from anywhere to the workplace, anywhere to dealing with the police more than ever,
Yes.
which is probably the biggest issue. It affects those that are not white economically, dealing with intersectionalism within housing, dealing with those that are trying to find a job. I mean, it affects all facets of life, and that's the main premise of white privilege. That it affects those that are not white in everyday life and things that occur.
Well, Mitch,
so it's a huge problem.
Well, with your experience, as a white male, could you share with us some of your personal experience that I know we talked about previously that you had?
Absolutely. I'll give a prime example, and I talked about this with Erica not too long ago. So about 5-6 months ago, I was driving my car, and I was pulled over for a little bit of speeding. But on top of that, I was pulled over because my tags on my car were expired. They're expired for over a year. Because of my relocation, because of my job and moving around so much the last 4 years of my life, I kind of just get sidetracked with different things. I'm very busy. But I realized that my tags were expired. And, the cops pulled me over. 2 cops came out the car. They searched me a little bit. They ran a database, and then they just let me go. They said, get your tags changed, get your car taken care of, have a nice day. They're very polite to me, right? And it's funny, because I'm up here in New England, and not to be, weird or cliche, but I'm a white male with a beard. I'm almost immune. It's like, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was driving back to my house, I was thinking to myself, imagine if that were an African-American male or someone that was not white. They would have searched the car, they would have asked if it was stolen, they would have asked, why do you have an Ohio tag and an Ohio driver's license, what are you doing in this area? I didn't get any of that. And to me, it just made it more and more real of how privileged I am against the system and how almost immune to it. It really blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And another experience I had, so another part about me that Erica knows is that I'm a member of a fraternity which is called Sigma Lambda Beta.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Latino-based multicultural fraternity. And majority of my brothers are either Hispanic or African American. And given the shootings that have happened as of late, between Minneapolis and Louisiana and other parts of the country, I've had brothers that I know near and dear to my heart and I have love for, that are my family to me, call me scared, almost in tears, saying, Mitch, I don't know what's going to happen to me if I get pulled over speeding or something happens. And it's a scary thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to be on the phone praying with them, telling them it's going to be okay. You're a professional young man. You hold yourself to a higher standard, being a member of a fraternity, doing what you do. Like, it'll be okay. And I'm trying to walk them through this, but at the end of the day, I will never know what they go through as a white male. I will never know or experience what they have to go through in life, day in and day out, dealing with police, dealing with profiling, dealing with inequality. I'll never know, because this never happens to me. And that's the bottom line with white privilege, is that we never know, as white males especially, that we'll never go through inequality, we'll never be dealt with profiling, we'll never deal with the brutality and injustice that deals within the police system, as well as overall life. And that's something that's very important to be addressed.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely. I wish there were more people, like you to, come out and want to talk about white privilege, because it's real and it really does need to be discussed. Like Akila said, it's something that's sort of invisible. Like we don't talk about it, we don't see it, but nothing will change unless we address it and talk about it.
Absolutely. And it was funny, is talking about white privilege, briefly, I made a post on Instagram regarding Melania Trump and
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Obama. And some of it was not provocative, but it really caught the eye. And essentially it was a picture of Melania Trump modeling, almost, fully unclothed on a rug, right? And we have Michelle Obama in a beautiful red dress. And, it's amazing how white America always bashes Michelle Obama with every possibility they can.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're always trying to find a flaw in either the president or the first lady. And, it's amazing that Melania Trump can pose in nude, photographs. Granted, there's nothing wrong with that. As a woman, you should be empowered and love your skin. But to be a first lady, you have to have a certain elegance, a certain class. And I made the post because it's so true and evident.
Mm-hmm.
If the script was flipped, and if there was Michelle Obama making that pose on a bare rug, completely unclothed and naked, imagine the backlash. Imagine the harsh comments and slurs she would receive from the country, predominantly white America.
Right.
It would be absurd.
Mm-hmm.
It would be completely unnecessary and professional.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Melania Trump is white, that she's married into a white family, it's like she's immune to it. She's never called out, and whites have never called out for their flaws.
Yeah.
And that's not okay.
I think to be African American, it's almost as if you do something wrong, you represent every African American.
Yes,
They're going to think this about every African American is like that because, you did that. Especially to be on a platform, such as, the one Michelle Obama is on. Or to be African American, you have to work twice as hard and make sure, you can't mess up, because if you do, again, you represent everybody.
Yep.
Absolutely. And the thing is, too, it's amazing is that white America doesn't realize how phenomenal of a job Michelle Obama has done. She's the only first lady to have both a bachelor's and a law degree from prestigious top 10 universities in the country. She's helped change education. She's helped push childhood obesity. She's done many great things that are so often overlooked. And she's done more than almost any other First Lady. And it's just amazing to me that it's, out of all the thousands of great things she's done, she has one minor flaw is the end of the world for White America.
Right.
And they just immediately call it out.
Yeah.
And it's just unjust. It's unfair. And that just proves the inequality that exists.
Exactly. It's to say Melania Trump is, she's victimized.
Yes.
In the situation. She's looked at as,
She's a victim.
Yeah.
And it's completely unfair.
Right.
And one of the main things I talked about one of my Kimberly's using education the other day, using higher ed, and it was rather spot on, was that one of the main problems with white America and white privilege is that many of them are ignorant and lack education. And they often live in different parts of society and parts of the country where there is no diversity. It's only white Americans, white families. And everything they see on the news, from Fox News trying to exploit the minor bad apples within a Black Lives Matter protest or the shootings of cops, they're taught bigotry. They're taught hate that, African Americans hate cops, African Americans hate white people. They act like savages. And that's because they lack the education. They're taught bigotry. They're taught ignorance. And that's a huge problem. And therefore, when they get into society as grown adults, they just have this stigma that they're better than African Americans or Hispanic Americans or the LGBT because they believe that they're a higher standard from what they see in the news.
Yes.
And that's just pure ignorance, and that's a huge problem as well. And, I've had a conversation about Black Lives Matter and white folks because those that are ignorant don't understand the movement.
Yeah.
Essentially, the movement of Black Lives Matter is we matter too, because given the data and given the raw facts, it proves that we don't matter. And that's why Black Lives Matter is so important, because they push for equality. They're not trying to say they're better than white Americans or Hispanic Americans. That's completely false.
Right.
Yes.
They're trying to say, hey, we're just as important as you. We deserve the same exact treatment in the eye of the law. And right now, we don't have it.
Very true.
Exactly right. Well, Mitch.
And it makes me feel that we don't see that. So I just hope that gets better.
Right. Well, we really appreciate you talking with us. We need to have more conversations.
Open dialogue.
Yeah. I think that would
Absolutely.
be a great help.
Well, I believe what you guys are doing with HeartsChat is the right place to do it. It's the right platform because, I follow you guys on Instagram and the YouTube channel, and there are many days that I have rough days, there are many days I have that are stressful, but, the messages you convey are always positive, uplifting, safe, and powerful, and it's just, in dark times, you need that. So, to continue to have that open dialogue and have that positivity and that those good vibes put out are very important. It can really impact one's day in a brighter way.
Well,
So
thank you.
I think what you're doing is phenomenal. I'll continue to do what you're doing and continue to do great things. And this is exactly what we need to do as a society, to teach those that are uneducated, ignorant, and not private to the world around them. This is the right message to convey, the positive, open dialogue.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate it. And we love to have you back for, future conversations.
I look forward to it. It's been a privilege to talk to you guys. It's always nice to, be engaged in things like this and be able to talk to it intelligently because of my experience, because of the life I live and how I do things and how I do the world around me. I think is very important. So I appreciate you having me on the show, and I look forward to listening next week.
All right. Thank you.
If you are an artist and would like us to play your music or have a product or brand that you would like us to advertise, or if you have any questions or comments, please email us at HeartsChat@HeartsChatRadioshow.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Periscope at HeartsChat, and our Instagram at HeartsChatRadio. We post a lot of motivational messages up throughout the day, so if you need a little inspiration or pick-me-up, follow our pages. And for more information on HeartsChat, be sure to visit our website, www.HeartsChatRadioshow.com.
We hope you enjoyed our show today. Tune in every Sunday and Tuesday on HeartsChatRadioshow.com for a new episode of HeartsChat. So don't forget to tune in again at HeartsChatRadioshow.com and check us out.
And visit my blog and ask me all of your relationship questions anonymously at FromEricasHeart.com. Thank you for listening to HeartsChat, where we speak from the heart.
Bye.
Bye-bye.